Hello.
John.
Yeah.
How you doing, John? It's Rob and Slim.
What's going on, dudes?
Not
What's
much,
up, man?
man. John Moses, you're a comedian. You're from Canada originally, and you're in Jersey now,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Everybody makes that great migration from Canada to New Jersey.
Where out in Jersey are you?
Jersey Shore.
Oh, okay.
So
so
are
are
we.
we. We're in Tuckerton, New Jersey.
Oh, right on. Most people in comedy, like, leave the Jersey Shore to go to New York. I went from Brooklyn to New Jersey.
How did that happen?
Wife got knocked up, quit the job. We needed to be close to her parents only to find out that they liked her cousin better than her anyway.
Oh, man. Wow. I loved in your bio that you said you can't return to Ontario and drive.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. At this point, the statute of limitations might have ran out on that whole thing. But there's a good long time where I was riding dirty and afraid to get pulled over.
How are the Mounties? Is that what they have up there?
Oh, man.
The mountain.
Toronto's a city. I was fucking going in an igloo.
Oh, man. How long have you been doing comedy for?
Oh, God, way too long, man. Way too long. Almost half of my adult life. 16 years.
Wow. Shit, dude. How many, what's your biggest venue you've performed at?
Biggest venue? I don't know, probably a couple of, 800-seat theaters as a part of some gimmicky show.
Nice.
Like a white guy, a black guy, and a lesbian, or something like that. You know what I mean? Some sort of gimmick. But I've been doing comedy stand-up for 16 years, and I've been hosting an amateur strip contest in the Bronx for 5.
You gonna enter, Pete?
What? Nah. No one wants to see that shit.
If that's what you think, it's fantastic. It's an amateur strip contest, and it's in what is basically a Dominican strip club.
A Dominican
Nice.
strip club.
I mean, some of these girls are literally dancing for citizenship.
That's amazing.
I remember one time I brought my manager there, who doesn't return my calls anymore, obviously, and and it was a particular, like, it's always a little bit of a dangerous night. Like, there's like, you get a lot of, like, black B-list celebrities, which equals white C-list celebrities, or just, like, C-list celebrities, right? Like, who was there? Do you remember the one night the old WWF champion of the world? Remember Mark Henry, the world's strongest man? He was, like, probably, like, the heavyweight, the world champ for, like, a couple of months, while the Ultimate Warrior recovered from a heart attack. And,
The Ultimate War.
so he was there. And the week before, or 2 weeks before, I said, "Holy shit, Mark Henry's huge. He won like a medal for the Olympics for like powerlifting, and he was huge. And a couple of weeks before that, there was a woman on stage in the amateur strip contest, and I host it and roast it, right? So while they're getting naked, I roast them. And I told this girl, I said, "Oh my God, you look like Mark Henry." So then 2 weeks later, Mark Henry is actually there, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I went to go tell him, like, "Oh my God, I told this girl she looks like you." And before I had a chance, this like a hardcore thugged out dude went up to him, and he said, "Oh man, it's Kimbo Slice." And Mark Henry looked at him and said, "I ain't Kimbo, but I knock motherfuckers out like him."
Wow.
And this guy, like, I watched this guy just shrink before my eyes. So a second ago, he was like this hard thug.
The hardest dude.
And then Mark Henry said that with this, and the man's huge. And he said it with this like venom and fury in his eyes. And I just watched the guy dissolve.
Wow.
And then so Mark Henry backed him into a corner, and 2 security guards came up and looked at him and looked at Mark Henry and grabbed the guy and threw him out.
Holy shit, man. I saw
was
too.
so
For
thankful
his
that I didn't say anything about the couple of weeks before. I was like, "You shut the bathroom."
I saw too. It said you've been in a lot of fights, man.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a little while, but back when I was selling my wild oats.
What was the craziest fight you ever been in? Like violence-wise.
God. The craziest fight. There's many to choose from, but I remember there was this one time we were at a club, and this Persian-looking dude. I don't know what they're calling themselves these days, but Iranian, Iraqi, that type of the world,
Yeah.
Where they filmed. Not Night of the Museum. What's the one with Brandon Fraser? The Mummy, like the people of the Mummy, like one of those guys.
The Egyptians.
We were in the club, and this guy bumped into me, and he put his cigarette out on my chest. This is how long ago it was you could smoke in clubs. And I looked at him, and he put the cigarette up to me, and he goes, "Light it." And I was like, "Light it?" And I saw me back in a second, and I went and I tapped my buddy. And we went over to him and his group of friends, and my buddy, without any question, smashed him in the mouth, and they started going at it. And these little Persians, they were like a pack of hyenas, like hyenas in the Lion King. Remember how they were all like attacking a lion? And they were just jumping on my buddy's back. And I was grabbing him and pulling him off and just smashing him in the face and laying him out. And
kick those filthy pigs.
and I must have
asses.
nailed about 3 of them before I just sort of stopped and was trying to hold people back. And I was listening, and that Busta Rhymes song was on in the background. And I was just kind of holding people back and like listening to the song for a second.
Wow. I never would think this.
I think it was "Put Your Hands Where My Eyes Could See." Like, "Put your hands where my eyes could see." I was like, "Oh yeah, this is good."
I would never think a Canadian would be this fucking badass.
Yeah, I thought you were supposed to be like really
I
nice.
Thought they were just chill,
We're
man.
hockey brawlers, man.
That's true. Hockey. I did not think of that.
Yeah, they probably are the greatest hockey players that you ever see come out.
Have you ever gotten a fight?
Listen, there's a bunch of guys in the woods up in Canada who's missing a row of teeth from playing hockey and getting in bar fights.
Have you ever gotten a fight at a comedy show?
No. Oh, very close, very close. Last August I was in Boston, and I do a place out in Boston called Slade's, and Slade's is an urban room.
Oh.
That's politically correct for an all-black room, and I love Slade's. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah, I heard they're cool crowds. I heard black people are really cool crowds.
Yeah, they do. It's always like it's been a Wednesday night comedy night there for at least 15 years, and my buddy runs it, Jonathan, and Jonathan's a football player, and I'm sure 20 years ago he was a force to be reckoned with, but now he's 50 and diabetic and has a hip problem, or the man's breaking down.
Yeah.
But I've always been amazed at how he was able to keep control of a room. Like he could be real rowdy at the back, and he'd be like, "Motherfuckers, this is a comedy show," and like people would listen to this guy.
Yeah.
So in August, and the stage is at the front of the bar, so it's not an ideal place to do comedy, and the door is beside the stage, so people are walking in through the front of the place while the show's going on, disrupting the show. And there's an old man that I only recently found out is deaf that collects money at the door, and this dude walks by, and he's about 6'4", 245, just looking shredded, like he just got out of the joint, and he pushes by the guy, trying to not pay the $10. And I'm on stage, so I got to deal with it, right? And I said, "Listen, what are you doing, man?" I said, "You're going to give this guy a heart attack over $10?" And the guy goes, "Yeah." And I said, "Listen." He had dreads, and I go, "Listen, Bone Thugs and Harmony." I said, "This is a comedy show. Just relax." I said, "We're here to fucking entertain you. I don't want you to violate your probation." So this guy was like shaking, like he wanted to rush the stage so hard I could see him like shaking, And I was thinking, man, and I've been in a lot of fights, and I can handle myself, and I'm not necessarily as afraid in most situations, but I was thinking my only shot at surviving this is when he runs to the stage is to I'm hoping he underestimates my whiteness, and that I can just like throw one lucky shot and punch through him, and in my follow through just run towards the front of the door. So he's shaking and he's like furious. He wants to get me so bad he's furious, and the crowd is turning against him. They're like, "Hey man, this guy's cool. Leave him alone." Like, you know, they're there to enjoy the show.
Yeah.
And he's also got two dudes with him that are also equally as ripped, but like a little shorter. You know, so maybe like 5'11", but running back looking motherfuckers.
Wow.
And I have to whisper a little bit because I'm actually at the hospital. My daughter's sick.
Oh.
I'm telling you this during the waiting room. But anyway, so you know, I'm you know, chirping at this guy. I keep the show on the rails on the track, and one of his buddies starts trying to sneak close to the stage, and I notice it. I see the play going down, and I call him on it. I say, "Hey, look at this motherfucker! He's trying to snuff me. He's trying to sneak close to the stage so he can sneak up on me." And the whole crowd laughed. And he even laughed and kind of acknowledged it. He was like, yeah, I was. And I was with another buddy. Who's a comedian, and he's in good shape. And I was telling him, I was like, Dino, you watch this motherfucker. If he takes a step closer to the stage, you make sure you take a step closer to the stage. I said, don't let this motherfucker get closer.
Yeah.
And it was still light and fun, you know? And I probably could have been okay if I would have left it at that. But then at the very end of the show, I said, hey, guys, if you guys want to see more of me, I'll be outside in the parking lot wrestling around with Exhibit. And and then I go to get off the stage, and usually in this place I got to wait like 45 minutes for my money. And this time the host just hands me a ball of money, and he's like, hey, man, good show.
Wow, just get the fuck out of here.
Like,
Wow.
get the fuck out of here.
Holy
Right.
shit. Wow.
And then I got off, and my buddy was like, we should leave. And I said, man, fuck that. I want to try and sell CDs, right? Because I got bullshit merch. And then I looked, and the three guys that I was chirping at have become six, and they're starting to circle me like a pack of sharks, like just fucking apex predators, you know?
Mm.
And then I looked at my buddy, and I said, you're right, let's get the fuck out of here. And I ran out the front door.
Wow. That's crazy.
And as I was leaving, one of the old security guards goes, you don't gotta run, motherfucker. And I was like, yes, I do.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. You had two comedy albums out, right? Right, John?
Yeah. The first one was is On the Edge, and the second one's the one with Shirley's is Upper Middle Trash, and that's got a good fight story on there.
Cool, dude. Yeah, we played a little bit earlier on one of our breaks.
Okay, right on, man. Right on. Thanks. I appreciate that, fellas.
No problem, man. No problem. What's wrong with your daughter? Is she just sick?
Yeah. She was watching some old Last Comic Standing clips and just got sick of the junk that they were playing. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
I saw on your website
Well,
you have a hatagram, and I clicked on it, but the link was dead.
Oh, yeah. I'm just like running off my Facebook page now. But it was just basically like hatagrams. What they started off as, I'd be like, listen, if you want me to like send a nasty gram for like 15 seconds to somebody that you hate, then just like give me some information on them, like, or just send me a picture, and I'll be like, oh, you know, you fucking pimply face skinny fuck, you know, whatever. You know what I mean?
I was gonna try to send one to my co-host.
Definitely do that. I'd be happy to oblige.
You got a question, Pete?
No, I was just.
Oh, he's just got hair in his mouth.
Yeah,
I thought he had a question.
Have you been doing a lot of comedy in Jersey, or?
No, most of the stuff I'm still heading up into the city, but you know, occasionally I do a firehouse here and there.
Right.
But you know, I'm still sort of settling in. I've only been here for about 5 months, so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Cool.
I'm never leaving. I wasn't born here, but maybe I'll die in this place. Depends on how big these doctor bills are at the hospital. It might be an early return to Canada. I'll just make my wife drive.
So you're enjoying New Jersey then?
Yeah. It sounds like a nice,
yeah.
a nice
Might
time.
be a meathead. You know? All right, well, listen, fellas, I'm actually at the hospital, so
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you having me on, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, and for anybody listening out there, you can download Upper Middle Trash on iTunes.
Awesome.
Or load it up in Pandora or load it up on Spotify, whatever.
All right,
It's out
John.
there. All right, dude. Thanks, man.
Take care, man.
Take care, man.
A good one.
Your cat looks like he's crying, bro.
Probably is. I just suddenly got really tired and then realized I didn't drink coffee when I woke
I
up.
was gonna say you didn't shoot heroin.
Or shoot heroin. I
Cat's
skip both
got
of
a
those
real
usually.
crying eye.
He's got a real crying eye.
Look at him. Can you see it, Pete?
He's got like one of those teardrop tattoos.
He does.
He's
got.
a prisoner.
He's like Art Buckle.
He's like his
Yeah.
We're gonna find him at Ace's later tonight.
Ace's rest stop.
Ace's restaurant.
We should
send him. Pete, drive him to Ace's.
call Asa right now. We got 10 minutes.
You get on my seat, Thomas.
our inside man.
We'll be back with Michael Wheels Parisi.
Ooh, Parisi.
We should interview Asa about
And Asa about crying cats disorder.
I'm gonna brew some coffee so I can try to wake up.
Does. He's got crust in his eye.
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, is that what it was? I thought he was.
Pick the crust out of his eye.
I thought it was all
Help
wet. Pick it with your tongue.
Help him,
man,
help him out. Pick
Pick it
that.
with your dick.
We gotta take him.
Tapeworms.
We gotta take him to the vet, dude.
And
What?
rumor and we'll take him to a vet. We'll
What?
do it. Yeah,
That's a lot.
He's been breathing weird.
Oh, well, let's take him in the yard then. And
And
finish him.
we should take him to the vet and be like, "There's something wrong with my cat. He has
How
really
much is
small
it to
feet."
get rid of this thing?
Yeah.
This burden. You just throw it on the desk. Just get
Oh.
rid of this thing.
If I wanted to do that, I'd just go to the Chinese restaurant down the road.
Let's do that.
All right.
What kind of
Guys,
dish
we're going
can we
on
make out
break.
of this?
Plop.